Hello, and welcome to this week's Glasstire Top 5. It is the week of November 8th, 2018. I'm Christina Rees.
And I'm Brandon Zech.
We're counting down the top 5 art events in Texas this week. We're shooting this actually a little bit early because this week the Glasstire staff will make its way up to Dallas-Fort Worth, where I am, to present the Glasstire Writing Prize, the inaugural Writing Prize.
So we announced the winner of the prize last week on the website. The winner is Melanie Shee, who is a philosophy student at the University of North Texas in Denton.
Woo!
She wrote a beautiful piece about a James Turrell sky space. Actually, the James Turrell sky space that's by Landmarks, the UT public art program on UT's campus, talking about it and how it relates to the world around it. Such a great piece.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, staff will be in, everyone will be in DFW this week. But having said that, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the actual top 5.
Number 5 is something we talk about every year. It's the East Austin Studio Tour in Austin, Texas. So this is a big event organized by Big Medium. I think this is its 17th edition. It's been going on for a long time. It's grown every year. There's over 400 exhibitions, open studios, artist projects, events, things happening across all of East Austin. That's even with, places like Pump Project not being able to participate this year because they're building their building.
Yeah.
So this is something to see. It's this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and next Saturday, Sunday. One thing I have to always kind of mention, stop by the Museum of Human Achievement. I don't know what they're doing, but they normally do something that's really fun, really experiential. If you don't know where it is, their address isn't public. Find out, you'll be able to find it.
You will. It's in a place where you will probably be going anyway if you're going to be doing east. That is huge. More than 400 spaces and venues and artist studios. That's crazy. It's a good thing that it takes place over 2 weekends instead of just one, because there's no way you could get to everything in just one. So number 4 on our list this week is actually 2 shows at the UTA galleries, the University of Texas at Arlington. It's Debra Barrera and Angela Callas. Benito Huerta has put these 2 together. I think it's a smart pairing. Debra, who's Houston-based, she does different kinds of bodies of work in very different media. So she's done photographs, sculpture, drawings, painting. It's a really solid show of kind of her work over the last several years. Angela Callas is showing 2 of her bodies of work. One is the rose paintings, which she's somewhat well known for. These are these big, heavy acrylic relief paintings, basically, made out of acrylic paint. These roses they're very meticulous, they're dense, and they're kind of crazy and wonderful. And then she's doing some from her Little Blue Book series. We've actually featured that in a top 5 before from a solo show from last year. The work all looks very good together. The show is up through November 17th. I really think that even if you're just on the way between Dallas and Fort Worth, stop in Arlington, take a look at this show. It's a very handsome show, very, very nice install.
Number 3 this week is a big group show happening at the Contemporary Art Museum Plainview in Plainview, Texas, which is between Lubbock and Amarillo. And this show is actually about Amarillo. It's called Yellow City Art. Amarillo, of course, amarillo, yellow in Spanish.
So John Rivette is the curator of the show. He lives in Amarillo. He's a professor at West Texas A&M University. This is mostly Amarillo artists. There are going to be a lot of people you have not heard of. Some you have, maybe Matt Williams, maybe Rob Weingart. John Rivette's work is in the show, but it's also featuring artwork that Amarillo is known for. Cadillac Ranch, the Smithson Ramp.
The Dynamite Museum's sign project that are street signs all over Amarillo. Yeah, kind of the big hits of Amarillo paired with artists who have some sort of connection to the city or to the region. For
the opening reception on the 10th, between 7 and 11 p.m., there will be a performance with Hayden Pedigo and Chip Lord of Ant Farm. And it's going to be a collaborative music video performance. There are going to be bands playing. They're going to have food trucks and everything. So if you're in the Panhandle, get to Plainview this weekend.
Fine.
So number 2 on our list this week is at the McNay in San Antonio. It's their big marquee show right now. It's called Pop América, which is it's pop art from the 1965 to 1975, but it crosses all these American borders. So Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, a little bit of Warhol and Liechtenstein thrown in there for reference. This is more political in terms of what we think of as pop art. It's there were so many revolutions and uprising, dictatorships, and things were happening in Central and South America in the 60s and 70s, and the artists responded to it sometimes with forms of pop art. It just happens to be a little bit more politicized. It's good stuff. It's good and splashy and big and juicy. I've seen it. I think it's excellent.
I think so often, like, we're kind of stuck within the canon of, like, art history, American pop, like Warhol, Oldenburg, Liechtenstein. It's all of these kind of big hitters that we know what that work is instantly. So it was so nice to see an exhibition that's amazingly colorful, amazingly put together, and the work is just really strong and powerful. Mm-hmm. And, it's all of the pop art that we never knew that was amazing because it's not in the history books.
Mm-hmm. And number 1 on our list this week, I'm excited about this. When I saw images, I got excited. This is at the Contemporary Art Museum Houston, CAMH Houston. Dean Tederico has curated the show of an artist named Nicolas Moufarrege, who died in 1985 at the age of 36. He was known to be a critic and a curator, but also an artist, and these are his, they're embroidered paintings.
Yeah, that's how they're described. They're embroidered paintings. They're kind of tapestries. He was kind of influential in the East Village in the early 80s before he passed away. But he made these amazing, weird, again, we're calling them embroidered paintings, but it's kind of appropriating like what we were just talking about, appropriating pop art, appropriating antiquity, and kind of taking all of these images, putting them together, pairing them up in really smart, funny ways. He worked for a while in Beirut, he worked for a while in France, and then he worked in New York before his death.
And I just caught images of this through the press release and was instantly just doing a deep dive into some research into this artist. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and I think this is also his first museum show, which is kind of bonkers because, he passed away when he was 36 and it was in 85. But again, that's more than 30 years ago that he passed away, and he's just kind of now starting to get recognition. I know Dean has been working on the show for a long time and is really proud of it, and there's some associated programming this week also. There's going to be a curator talk and a lot of other stuff. Dean also told me, of course, with the acknowledgement that this is kind of the story of all of art, basically, but these works really jump and are vibrant in person. And, especially with something that's kind of like a textile or something that has a lot of texture in it, an image can't do anything justice. So you're just going to have to go see these in person.
Yeah, absolutely.